the wipers are on, but son of a bitch, as I was trying to finagle that in, I hit the glass and it cracked my windshield. You believe that? So hopefully they don't see that on inspection. I'm sure that's gonna get worse and it's gonna have to get replaced, but maybe they won't see it when I go for inspection, but the wipers work. I also cleaned out the inside of this. I just filled it with some warm soapy water, and then stuck that siphon down in there and just siphoned it all back out. And it's pretty clean. It's a little dirty up towards the top still, but the bottom part is clean. So I'm going to work on trying to get the wiper motor in. Okay, so the new pump is on. Everything seems to be pretty good. I did just splice it in. I just put new connectors. I just put all new hoses here. I was probably about this short from going all the way from here up to the first connection up there with the tubing, which is kind of a bummer because I would have just run all new tubing up to there, but I couldn't, so I had to splice it in. So that's what I've done. And yeah, we should be good to go. I do have to get washer fluid. I don't have any washer fluid here. So I will have to do that. All right, both inside trims are in. That was easy enough. Actually, that was really easy to do. I just used a rubber mallet. Somebody had said use a rubber mallet on it. So it was just bam, 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 all the way around, and it went right in. Real easy, no struggle at all. So if you ever have to put those in, use a rubber mallet to do it. All right, so we can come over to our board. We could take off the hood latch because that is done. Wiper blades are done. Door seals, they're all done. So all my seals are done. Driver mirror is done. Washer motor is done. Passenger door handle I got to fix. I think it's broken. The driver's door handle. I still need to get the lock. I'm having a problem getting the lock on the little piece behind there. I'm kind of struggling with that. So I kind of let that be for the time being. I'm not real worried about it being locked right at this second. And then I got to fix the door handle over on the passenger side. And then we could put the door cards in. And then hopefully I ordered a couple of switches for the windows. Hopefully those will come and we can work on those. And then I think that's close to being it as far as the inside and making it look good. Then we could start running down some of the problems. Hopefully the switches take care of the windows. I need to sand, cut, and polish the car. And I need to work on that blower motor. But, you know, a few things off the list. That's good. All right. We got one door card in. It really does not look that too bad. It's a little wavy down there at the bottom. But all in all, I mean, it's in pretty good shape still. So I'm okay with that for now. Got the lock fixed. So that's all ready to go. I put the other door card just on. It's just on there real flimsy. I'm not going to secure it down because I've got to fix that other door handle. But hopefully we're going in for inspection tomorrow. Hopefully everything passes, and then once I get then I can get that lock torn apart and see what's actually wrong with it. But yeah, happy speakers in and everything. Speaker bulges out a little bit, as you can kind of maybe see, but it still sounds fine. So success on that. All right, so we did not have a good day yesterday. I was really, really frustrated. I took the car to get it inspected for their safety inspections, and my horn didn't work and my brake lights didn't work. So I ended up fixing them. What it was is the contact on the back of the steering wheel was still a little dirty. So it wasn't making contact in certain spots. And when they tested it, it was in a spot that it didn't make it. So like when I fixed the horns, I jumped it from the tab on the stalk and it honked. And then while I was out driving, I hit it and it honked. But for some reason, when it was sitting in the position that it was sitting in, when they went to test it, it didn't work. And then my brake lights, I don't know if you remember, I had to rewire the brake lights back here because they were all corroded on the connections. So I just looked at that and the wire had come loose is what it was, probably from, driving and bouncing around, and it came loose on me. So both of those are fixed. Those were not a big deal. Here was the big deal. The idiot that was doing the inspection on the vehicle proceeds to tell me that he doesn't feel comfortable finishing the inspection because there's a VIN number over there and a VIN number over here, and then the VIN number here. So these two VIN numbers match. These are the ones that are the US VIN numbers. That's the one that comes from the factory. And as you guys know, there's differences. Something that we don't use Z's or something like that. The numbers are pretty much the same, but they have to do something different when they import it into the US. That's the number that it's registered under, entitled under. Then he proceeds to tell me, oh, wait a minute. This isn't the engine for this car. My computer sits there and tells me it's supposed to be a 6-cylinder engine. I said, no, it doesn't come in a 6-cylinder engine. This is the engine for this car. And then he proceeds to tell me, well, that's not what's on here. And I said, no, this is the vacuum system lines. That's what that diagram is. And he's like, well, this is saying that the distributor is supposed to be in the back of the engine over there. Well, no, you dumbass. Flip it around. Then your distributor's here. Your air filter is here. Your intake is there. And so basically what had happened was when I came in to get the car inspected, the horn didn't work. And the guy says, oh, well, go ahead and go get your horn fixed and then schedule another appointment and come back and we'll go through the inspection. And I told him, I said, no, go through the inspection. And that way, if there's anything else that's wrong, I can try to get it fixed and everything before I bring it back. So I don't bring it back and you tell me there's something else wrong. And then I have to bring it back again and again and again. Well, he wasn't happy about that because he didn't want to have to do the inspection. So then it gets down to him doing this inspection and then telling me he doesn't feel comfortable doing it because of the VIN numbers and that this isn't the engine that goes in the car. The guy was an ass. He was a grumpy guy. He didn't want to do the inspection. He was mad that I made him do the inspection after he thought he was going to get out of having to do it. And then all he did was sit there and say, well, it's $12 and I don't feel comfortable. There's something wrong here. The numbers don't match. The engine's not the right one for the car. Yeah, there's just something wrong here. So he was just being an ass. So now I've got another problem. I got to bring it somewhere else and try to get it inspected. But I don't know if it's because it's in the system that it has to go back to them or it has to go. He was telling me I have to bring it to the highway patrol to have it verified or something like that. And the thing is I had my VIN verified when I got the car titled 2 years ago after I bought it, because you have to title your car when you buy it. And if you don't, there's a fine for not titling it X amount of time after you purchase the vehicle. So I had the police come out, verify the VIN number on the vehicle, and get the title. So he is just being a big old pain in the ass, and it really, really upset me yesterday. So I didn't film myself fixing the brake lights or fixing the horn. It took 30 minutes for me to track down what that was. And then also I was only getting 9 volts to things. And I'm like, I got 12 volts at the battery. Well, I had forgotten to tighten down the cable. Once I tightened down the cable, I got 12 volts to everything. So, yeah, I mean, just really annoying. I was so upset yesterday. And I didn't even want to film. I didn't want to even talk about it. So I want to talk about it today. And you can still see I'm really kind of worked up about this. Telling me after 2 years of working on this and all the videos and everything that I know about this vehicle, telling me that this is the wrong engine when you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about because you don't understand what's going on. So that just really got under my goat. So I've got another appointment. I'm off on Monday. And we'll see what happens when I bring it somewhere else. So that's where we are on that. One of the other things I want to do this weekend is the fuel gauge doesn't work. So I'm going to try to fix my fuel sending unit. I've seen the video that Brent has done on that. So I'm going to attempt to clean that because I prefer not spending $400 on a new one. And then... yeah, that's going to be the next job. Oh, also, another thing that pissed me off, he's like, well, when you're doing your brake lines, you can't use compression fittings on your brake lines. You need to use unions. I'm like, what are you talking about, compression fittings? I didn't use compression fittings. He's like, well, yeah, under the car. I said, show me. So he lifts the car up on the lift, and he's like, oh, no, never mind. That's right. That's the right thing. So once again, telling me something. And then he goes, yeah, well, I don't know where this fender is from. This might not be the fender that came with the car. And that's why the sticker is different. Well, you dumbass, that's not a fender. That's part of the body of the car. This is a fender that comes off, not this. It's all structured into the body. It's a unibody car. But you're an idiot and you don't know what you're talking about. And you're trying to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. So frustrating. So I just fixed my door handle. Sorry, I forgot to film it. I got an extra one. But what it ended up being was the pin that goes through here and here actually had broke and busted. So I had one in the spare one I had. So that is done. So the next thing is going to be getting the door card on. But what I noticed was this is a different door. So the Christmas trees and all that stuff, they don't line up. A couple of them do, but most of them don't. So I actually need to take them out. And we'll just have to screw it in like the other one, and we'll see how it looks, and maybe have to do a few more screws or something. But yeah, the Christmas tree holes do not line up in all the spots with it being a different door. So there we are. We're going to get going on that then. So the Schiller shop has moved locations. We used to be over there. Now we're over here. And the reason being is this way I can have the car on this side and I can park my car behind it. And we've got a big pad where the other cars can park, so it allows it a lot easier to get in and out with the cars. So I spent better part of 2 days reorganizing the garage and kind of getting everything set up. But yep, we have moved. I'm just waiting on my power strip so I can get everything moved over to here. And got a couple of things to put in. These are the outside window guides. And then I got my 2 new switches that I'm hoping solve my passenger window from going down problem. So we will work on those as well. All right, well, I just switched the switches out, and that did not work. So I'm not sure what is going on, because I have power to both switches. I've got 12 volts going to the switches. So I know the power is there. I don't understand why that wouldn't be working then, if there is power going to those. So maybe the contacts inside of them are bad. Maybe I'll clean those up. Maybe that's it. If not, I'll have to pull the door card and see if I get power down to the motor. I know the motor works because I've made the window go up and down. So not 100% sure about that. Yeah. So I got my power mirrors kind of working. So it's really kind of weird. Well, not really weird, but... Well, first of all, when I took the switches apart, they had them backwards. So I had the mirrors hooked up to the wrong one. I had it hooked up to the rear wiper. And nothing was working. And it's like, well, let me just try. I tried to look in the book to see what color wires were what. But then I came back here, and I could see I had a green and a black one, which is what I had for the, and a brown one for the rear view, or the rear wiper. So I ended up switching the wires, and sure enough, they kind of started working. So the driver's side works. The passenger side, which this is the new door and the new mirror, but I switched the harnesses. And I thought I lined everything up correct. So I'm going to have to go in and look. But I can hear the motor turning. You can hear it grinding in certain positions, but the mirror doesn't move. So there might be something going on with the motor, or you'll have to kind of take a look at it and see what's going on there. But, you know, the switch works. There's power to it. It makes the driver's side go up, down, in, and out. And then the passenger side, you can hear the motor move, but nothing's happening to the actual mirror. So, you know, maybe driving, maybe it'll loosen up. Maybe I just need to get some WD-40 in that motor and get it loosened up. I don't know. I'll have to take a look at it. But got that accomplished. And my cigarette lighter works. So if I plug in, only thing is it stays on because it's constant power. But I would have to so I kind of just let it go loose sometimes. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but we'll see. Clock works, so, which is good. AC does not work. The fan blower doesn't work, and I'm still working on the windows. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this. So here's where I am on my windows. The driver's side works. Passenger side does not. There are two power wires going to each one. There's a red and white and a red and black. So I have power to both of them over here, but I only have power to one here. So I went down to the door. I've got power coming in and out where it's connected. Came down to the door over here. My red and black one do not have power, or does not have power over here. So there's a break somewhere in that line. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to run a wire. I'll just run it across here, hook it to the red and black there, hook it to the red and black here, see if I get power there, which I should. And then I'm wondering if the window will start to work. So I'm wondering, because I don't have power going to that one outlet, that one wire, it doesn't work because of that. So I'm hoping that's the problem. But just so you know, these are labeled A, B, C, D, and E. If you go to Clark's Garage, they're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those numbers correspond with the letters. A is 1, B is 2, 3 is C, etc., etc., etc. So C is the ground, This was the red and white wire, D. E is the red and black wire. And B and D are the blue wires that go down to the motor. So I don't have any power coming in at this black one because I get nothing at this terminal. And I also get nothing down here at the connection. But I get it at the connection down there. So there's a break somewhere in that line, somewhere along there. So we'll just run a wire and we'll see. We'll see if that works. But I could not find the wiring diagram really in the book per se. So I ended up going to Clark's Garage. And this is it. But I think, just so you know, I think there's a misprint in here. So I got red and white and red and black. Red and black comes down. Red and black comes down, comes over. And it says RD and red and white. I think that's a misprint. I think that's supposed to be red and black because you're not going to have two red and white ones. So like I said, I'm getting power to the red and white, but not the red and black, which is this one. So it's leaving that switch on the driver's side, but it's not getting over to here. So we'll work on that. That'll be the next thing to work on. So it was a big day at Chiller Shop today. Car went for its safety inspection and passed. I did find somebody. I took a copy of the title. I explained the VIN number situation to him, and it passed just fine. So, next is going to be getting plates for it, and we'll be able to drive it around. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, it's just about there. I've got some things to do. I got to figure out the blower motor. I got to figure out my gas tank sending unit. So I'll work on that and get that fixed, hopefully. But we're moving right along with it.